Hello and welcome to the Old Biker. Thank you very much for tuning in on my YouTube channel. I had a question from a follower. He is also an owner of a BMW G310GS. And he asked me about my bike and what modifications I have done with this. And I shall try to explain some of my modifications. This series is in plenty parts, and I will take some modifications in each of them. I can start with some still pictures. I don't have a movies, only still photographies. And the first is when I test ride it. It was in the local bike shop, and in the background you see my old BMW K75C. It's an 86 model or an early 85, the first year of production, and they come as 86 model. This is the first test ride. And in this picture I has recently bought it. I have only been owner for a couple of minutes, and I'm very proud of my bike. You see that is in November 2022, and it's snow on the ground this day. In next picture I only drive the bike at home and in the garage and up to the lift, and I will take a look at it, how it appears. In this photography I have recently mounted the top box at the rear of the bike. It's an older box, but it is good for me and my purpose. Here in this photography I have mounted the GPS. It's an older kind of GPS, but it still works good for me. And this is an opposite shot of the mount of the GPS on the bike. The power connection is directly to the battery, and I have only mount a relay that cuts the power to it when I power down the motorcycle, so I don't forget to turn it off. In this photography I have made a larger footplate for it, for a side stand. It's very small from the beginning, and I want to make a little bigger foot mount. And here is an aluminium plate that I have at home in the garage, and I cut out a piece of the footprint of the side stand. And I have recently also bought an welding machine for aluminium. This is the underside of it. Here I have made a frame for that. Here I am finished with that work, and I have made a hole in the aluminium plate, and I have a screw and a nut on the overside. I have also made a modification for the drive line from the first beginning. Originally it is a 16-tooth sprocket in the front, but I have read on several forums that many owners of the G310 want 7-tooth sprocket for it. And there you have the detail number of the original BMW 17-tooth sprocket. I also bought a package of the original heater for the grips, and I take away the original from the bike, and it was a little struggling for making the connections correct, but it went well. Here you see several photographs of the installation. I must take the tank cover off and made the connections right from the beginning. Some relays and harness. Here you see a radiator guard. I want to make it for myself and my bike. And I use the standard holes in the protection on the sides of the coolant radiator to mount it. And here is a mud flap on the front wheel, and I use rivets and to hold it correct on the front wheel.